Welcome to the Work-Life Balance Podcast. I am Kara.
And I am Maggie.
Together, we're a power real estate team with the Bajetti Partners in Nashville.
We believe that the hustle culture of today's driven entrepreneur who lives and works in Middle Tennessee
requires balance. Welcome back to Work-Life Balance with Kara and Maggie.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. So today our little fun topic is get to know us.
We did one of these very, very first episode, and we've been talking about a lot of real estate stuff lately, if I can speak, and had a lot of guests on lately. So we wanted to do something kind of lighthearted and fun.
I like it. Bring it back to the basics. So, I'm just
get right into it.
I'm gonna throw this out here. I'm very tan right now because I got my spray on.
Yeah, if you're watching the video.
Beach. Yeah, so if you see me a little bit, I look a little dark right now, but anyways, girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, you're getting to know me. Okay, so we just did 10 questions that we thought were fun. Some are deep, some are light. Yeah. We're gonna mix and match them a little bit, and we haven't really thought about the answers, so
it's gonna be rapid fire, just whatever first comes to our mind is what we're going to say. At least that's how I'm playing it.
All right, well, let's roll. You want to start?
All right, yeah, I'll start. Okay. Kara, what's your favorite book or movie?
Book.
Okay.
Robert. Well, I love a good movie, and that would be Notebook. But favorite book, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I've talked about that so many times on the pod, but if you haven't read it, you need to read it. It's so the way I live my life on investing and financial freedom to all the good stuff. So Robert Kiyosaki, shout out.
It is good. Kara made me read it the first month that we were working together. She's like, you got to read this. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, it's kind of a requirement.
Yeah, kind of a requirement. But it was a really, really good book.
So what would be yours?
I'm going movie over book. I haven't read a ton of books. I've read some, but not enough to have a favorite or be able to know enough to have a favorite. But movie, this is probably not what anybody's expecting me to say, but have you seen Sleepless in Seattle?
Of course.
That's probably my number one favorite. Yeah. If I had to pick a book that is a movie to be a favorite, it would be The Great Gatsby, probably.
Oh.
I love The Great Gatsby.
Oh, wouldn't you love to live in that generation?
Oh, if I had to pick, that was probably a good question.
We can throw that in there. So would that be your generation?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
But we'd have to be on the high society of that generation because there was real dirt poor that time too. But
you see both in that movie and that book too. So it gives
that.
you a good glimpse of all of it.
Yeah, I do love
I'd have to be on the Gatsby level.
You'd be on the Gatsby.
Yes. Or the girl, what was her name in the movie?
Oh, girl.
Anyway, the girl that lived across the bay, the old money, that's my favorite type of vibe.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God. That's a good call. That's a good one.
Okay, you can say the next one.
Okay, Mags. What do you value in relationships?
This is so hard. Honesty. Somebody that's going to tell me like it is, whether I like it or not. And somebody that's just going to stick around through the hard times.
Yeah. Do you have friends like that you've had since you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. I say that. We kind of weren't friends for a little bit, but then we became friends again. And now, if you want to total it up, we've been probably best friends since third grade.
Yeah. I think for me, loyalty for sure, and longevity. I think if you grow together, and most of us grow apart as friends. I have my 3 best friends that I've been to, since we were 5. Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
That's a long time. It's 40 years, right? 38, actually, to be exact. 39. I don't even know. But I think long-term, loyalty and just love for each other and knowing that we always have each other's back.
Yeah.
It goes a long ways.
It does. And I just love, the friends that you make whenever you're that age, they don't care about anything. They don't care about your looks. They don't care about how much money you have. They don't care about what career you're going to go into. It's just pure playground fun.
Yeah.
And then you grow up together.
Yeah.
And me and my best friend Tiana, it's probably the same way with you and your friends. Mm-hmm. There's days we'll hang out and not even say anything to each other.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You can do that because you just know each other so well. You don't have to explain anything. You can just be.
You can just be. And how relaxing is that? It just takes off that stress of entertaining. Or what do we have to do? It's no. Let's just throw on our sweats and grab a glass of wine and watch a movie and not even talk.
Literally.
It's just comfortable.
So much better.
I love that.
Easy friendships.
Yes, and like you said, it's like it starts with it starts in an innocent level.
Yeah.
It's not based on status or you're trying to get something out. You know, you run it. There's been many circles of friends I've been involved in, and I feel like they have their own, you know, reason that they're in your life. And then when they get out of your life, you're like, okay, well, that was a chapter or that was a season.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for the longevity, but those childhood friendships are.
I think so.
They're a dime a dozen, man.
For sure. So next one, are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Oh, I wonder. I'm on a podcast. I run a brokerage.
Yeah.
You can't be an introvert if you're doing all the things that I flip and do. So, yes, I'm definitely an extrovert. I like to be introverted, though, once in a while. I like to just, clearly, I'm like so casual today, but I get home after the day and I get in my jammy, like cozies. And honestly, I don't want somebody just randomly coming to my house.
Yeah.
Don't be just popping in. I want to get Fox News on or whatever show I'm watching and zone out. I know, sorry.
Get to know Kara. She likes
Get to know
the
me.
news.
I like my news channel. But yeah, I mean, I do, but for the most part, 100% extrovert. What about you, girlfriend?
I think this is probably not even able to be done, but I think I'm like 50-50. Like I can be extroverted, like I can go, but you've seen me in like big like groups of people too. It is very, very hard for me to manage large groups of people. And I think that's where like the introversion of me comes in. And then I'm like very much want to stay at home, not talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Unless I want to be out and doing something. I have to be in that mood to be doing that.
Well, it's hard with real estate to not be an extrovert because you're meeting new people that you've never met before.
It's
right?
overwhelming.
It can be completely overwhelming. And then you have to show you're walking in a house with people trying to, you know, converse and stuff. And if you're like shy, I mean, it's got to be a tough profession for people that don't have like something they can tap into.
Definitely. I think I've gotten more extroverted or introverted as I've gotten older. Like when I was a kid, though, you could tell or ask anybody. I was just the loudest, like most outspoken, would do anything, say anything when I was little. But then as I got older, I was kind of like that. So I'm still able to talk to people because I have my whole life.
Yep.
But I don't really want to. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
I hear you. Like sometimes we just don't be bothered.
I know.
And I think too, like with our profession, you're bothered a lot by like, not bothered, that's not the word I mean, but like.
But random phone calls.
Yes, there's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of stimulation. There's coffee dates, there's lunch dates, there's open houses. There's like a lot of stimulation. So it is kind of nice to be like, I'm going to close down and shut down today and just chill. And don't like, let me just turn my phone off for a minute.
Don't call, don't text.
We don't get to do that very often, but it's a great idea.
Yeah, honestly. I don't think we'd ever do it though.
No.
All right, number 4.
Oh, goodness. All right, Maggie, you go on this one because this is tough. Long-term goal or aspiration? What is it?
Are we talking personal or professional because they look different?
Do they look different?
A little bit.
I guess whichever one you feel more comfortable sharing.
Okay, professional, obviously, I think would be like to have a team and like have people under us and like have like more brokerages and more like branches and stuff like that. That would be like my professional long-term goal. Maybe that looks like a bigger podcast or like something like that. I don't really know exactly what that looks like. Also professional, you know this about me. I really want to freaking open a wedding venue.
I know you do.
I really want to do that. Okay, let me clear this up. I don't want to run it. I don't want to be a wedding planner. I want to invest in the real estate side of it and buy the building and do the renovation and own the property and then also own the business that runs the wedding venue for me. But I don't want to be a manager of it.
Okay.
I want to like still do real estate and still be a broker and have that, but then also have this other thing on the side that I'm like invested in.
So it's more of an investment, not the wedding side, because that looks totally different.
That is a full-time thing.
Yeah.
That's no joke. So I wouldn't want to do all of that. I just want to be able to buy like an old abandoned like bank or hotel or
Very cool.
a like rundown building and make it into something cool and then just have somebody else run it.
That'd be amazing.
That's professional. And then personal, I'm going to skip that because I really don't know my long-term goals personally.
Well, you are getting married this year, so.
That's kind of short-term though, right?
I mean, it's not for, let's just say she's not getting married for another year, over a year.
Yeah, next
It's
May.
a long engagement, but I think it's a good That's good. It gives you time to do all your things. So
Oh my God, yeah.
it is short term, but it still is like something to look forward to.
Yeah. And I want to, well, this is also short term, but I want to run a marathon. I'm doing a half marathon in April, and I want to run a full marathon. But that probably, I was going to say by the end of the year, but I don't think I can do that. That's too
Damn,
much.
girl.
That's too much. So probably next year.
She literally sends me a picture of her 5 mile marker last night, and I cheers her with a glass of wine. I'm like, you just ran 5 miles, and I just poured a glass of wine. Yep. We're on the same page right now.
That's my goal. It's like, it really helps clear your head, and like,
For sure.
you can just think and whatever. I don't know. I know that Connor guy that came on our podcast, Connor Shea, he told me he ran 50 miles with no headphones, no nothing. How do you zone? I have to like have something in my ears going. Like you can think on top of that, but nothing in your ears, straight running for 50 miles. That's got to be tough.
50 miles right there is just the whole, like, I don't even understand how you can do 50 miles.
I don't either. But anyway, What about you? Your long-term goals or aspiration, personal and professional?
We're going to go both.
Okay,
Let's
go both.
No, I wasn't going to. But
Go both. Just because I'm curious,
I
know about you.
I mean, clearly, my long-term goal professionally is I'd like to have 5 offices in the next 5 years. So I'd like to open an office a year.
Okay. That's huge.
It's huge, but it's definitely doable. So that is definitely, I want this brokerage to be the best brokerage in Nashville. I strongly feel like that's what it's going to be. We're already killing it. We're top of the game right now. We're doing good. So I think that's something that's attainable and reachable, and it will happen.
100%.
Personal long-term goal, financial freedom.
Yeah.
I want to be able to not think about, I just want to be able to be. I just want to be able to be. Yeah. I want to have all this running, and I just want to be.
Yeah.
I think when you get
it's a good goal to have.
When you can take that stress of finances, and I know there's stress on every level. You can be the richest man in the world or not, but there's always stress when it comes to finances. But I think when that becomes not your main focus in life, you're so money driven, and I am a very money driven person, whether I need to be or not. I just am, and
well, it allows you to do the things that you want to do,
right?
Yeah, and money's a tool.
It's a tool,
yeah.
But I want to have the freedom of time that goes with not having to be so at the office every day, selling properties and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have the time because my kids are getting older. I don't want to miss out on all that.
Yeah.
The
grandbabies and stuff in the next 10 years or so. That's, yeah.
I want to be present. And I think to be present, you have to be kind of financially capable of doing that. Otherwise, you're still working.
You do.
So, not that I'm ever retiring, but I don't have to be, so.
And honestly, I don't think, just knowing you personally, I don't think that you will ever retire fully.
No. Shit, my dad's retired 3 times.
I know. That's just
it's
not
not
your
in the blood.
personality.
It's not in the blood.
It's just not you.
No.
Which is okay. I think everybody's so different when it comes to that. Some people are totally okay with working their 9 to 5 for 30 years and then taking their pension at the end.
Correct.
Some people are totally okay with that. Mm-hmm. You and me, totally not.
But it'll look different. It won't look like it does right now, where, we're at the office 5 days a week, or 6 or whatever, and, showing property. I don't have to do as much as I have you to do a lot of that, but, it'll shift.
Yeah.
The time will shift. And so I guess that gives you financial freedom and
That's
time.
That's true.
So.
And I think for you, what that's looked like even over the past 2 years, it's, gotten to be very different, too.
Yes.
So, which is good. Moving in the right direction. I think for me, I don't have so many long-term personal goals because I don't know what my life is going to look like.
Well, baby, you're a baby
change
still.
So much. Mm-hmm. So much. Literally, there's so many things that could change the trajectory of my life right now. So I don't even know. Having a baby, if Reed ends up moving or anything like that.
Pause. This is us. Okay. So what is something you wanted to learn or try but you have not yet?
I went first on the last one, so you go first on this one.
Oh, God, Maggie. You needed time to think.
A little bit. Okay, all right. If you need time to think, I'll go first.
That's okay.
Okay, what is something you've always wanted to learn or try? 2 things. Try skydiving. I've always wanted to try skydiving.
The heebie-jeebies.
I know you don't like heights, but I love an adrenaline rush. Love it.
It literally just gave me chills, you saying that.
See, that makes me get excited. So complete opposite.
Okay.
And then something I've always wanted to learn is I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano.
Oh, that's
Always.
fun.
I know, you probably didn't know that about me.
No.
But yeah, my grandmother always used to play the piano, was like super, super good at it. And I'm just not musically inclined at all. So I've just honestly been afraid to try it.
I love it.
But yeah.
That's so fun. For me, actually, this is happening right now. I've always wanted to speak Italian.
Okay.
And so John and I got Babbel like a couple
Really?
weeks ago. So we've been doing a little Babbel. It's
Oh
really
my
freaking
gosh.
hysterical. He is ridiculous. Like I got to videotape him so you
That
can
is
see.
so
I mean, it's
funny.
killing me. But we're going. We'll be in Italy this summer. So that's my goal, is to at least enough to get by.
Well, they say that you can learn it in a couple of months, right? Like
Yeah.
you can be fluent with that
Yeah,
app.
I think so.
Cool.
That's something I've always wanted to do. And speaking of Italy, now they're offering dual citizenship. I don't know if y'all have heard this. This is pretty awesome. If you have any Italian in your bloodline, grandma, grandpa, they're offering dual citizenships now.
Are you gonna
I'm
do it?
so doing it. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Because then
Yeah.
when stuff starts to hit the fan here, bye.
I'm out.
And then you can take me with you. You can
Yeah,
just adopt me or
100%.
something.
And maybe even like have an investment property over there or something that we could go.
That would be perfect. And just use it on Airbnb or
Wouldn't it be
something.
fun? Because
Oh my
you can
gosh,
do
yeah.
it if you're. So my grandfather was 100% Italian, so it's
Okay.
definitely in my, capability of doing
Bloodline,
it.
for sure.
But yeah, they just released that like a couple weeks ago, and Marissa was like, "Are you gonna do it?" I'm like, "I'm all in," and she's gonna do it too.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm planning on being a dual citizen in Italy and speaking Italian.
Well, that's a really good investment too.
Yeah.
And hey, if shit hits the fan over here and we dip, we could just go start a real estate company in Italy.
Boom.
There you go. All right. And then what is your favorite quote or mantra that you live by?
Gosh.
You want me to go first?
Yes, because I think I know what yours is, but I don't think what mine is.
You know what mine is. It's this too shall pass. That's my mantra that I live by.
Shit.
And I mean, the one that I wrote on my vision board this year was like mine for this year. This too shall pass. My grandmother's always like said that. I have her handwriting in it, and I'll get it tattooed on me one day whenever I feel like doing that at some point. The one I wrote on my vision board this year was, you can't wait for your life to be perfect to start living your life.
I wish we knew what Marissa's was, because that was remember how good her.
was
She actually
so
has
good.
hers written on her fridge, so she reads it every single day.
But
It was-
you have one.
I do. Is it my one I manifest every day? But that's not really a.
No, there was one that you told me.
See, she knows me more than I know myself sometimes.
When we did this a long time ago, you had one that I don't know. That's up to you to
I
decide.
know. You know what? Maybe I need to revisit that and get
have
me
a
a good
little-
mantra this year, because I didn't put one on my vision board. I've just been so manifesting.
Yeah,
I mean, to the point that
I know.
we got a little 11.
We got matching tattoos.
We got 1111s on us, which is
Yeah.
our major manifestation number. So yes,
Yep.
she got one that
Me and
isn't.
Kara got matching tattoos last month.
Did.
Very
So
fun.
we just, I guess when I think of a mantra, she has that, this too shall pass, but I think mine is more of like health and wealth and happiness.
Yeah.
And those are things that I just manifest every day for
For you.
for me.
Yeah.
But I need to get more of a quote, I guess. So I'll report back on that one.
We'll report back. Okay, you say next.
Okay. Maggie, if you could travel anywhere, where would that be and why?
Well, there's a lot of places I haven't traveled yet. You're definitely more traveled than I am. If we're talking out of the country, one place I would go. It's so hard. That question is really hard because there's a lot of places I would go. But probably I really want to go to Santorini just because that's beautiful and fun. But I also want to go to like Rome because there's a lot of history there. But then a lot of my family is from like Ireland, and it's beautiful there too. Ireland and Scotland. So I think if I had to pick like anywhere, it would probably be Ireland just because like my rich family history there.
Yeah.
But there's so many places I would want to go.
Have you traveled abroad yet? You haven't. Yeah.
Like
so
I'd also love to go to Bali, Indonesia. I'd love to go to like Australia. I'd love to go. Cape Town, South Africa is somewhere I
Ooh,
really
go on
want
a
to go.
safari? I'll go with you on a safari.
gosh, I
Oh my
would
God,
love
and we'll
that.
stay in those tents, and
Let's
the
do it.
giraffe's little head comes in, and like,
I'm so down.
I'm
I want to go so many
down.
places.
But see, that's what's so fun about you, and I'm very similar, is adventure. Like we literally work to travel. I literally work to travel.
Yeah.
But I think there's so much to bring value to you as a person when you get worldly and you see other people's living and how they experience it.
100%.
So,
And like India too, like my cousin went to India, and she was like, that was the most life-changing experience I've ever had in my life, just going and seeing how other people live. My sister did like a 5-year tour for the CIA in Jordan.
oh my gosh.
And she was like, that was the most life-changing thing I've ever done.
Wow.
Yeah. But what is yours?
Well, again, like I have been to Europe and all of that, but I mean, there's so many places that I haven't been. And I think Iceland is probably, we are doing a big Greece and Italy trip this summer, but I think the next trip after that will be Iceland. I think the Northern Lights and
Hot springs?
The hot springs, and to look at the Northern Lights, like I can't imagine anything more like in awe, like breathtaking. So I heard the food sucks, but
Really?
yeah, I don't think the food is supposed to be.
You should just go to Alaska then. You can do all of those things in Alaska.
That's true, right? And get some fresh fish.
Yes.
So yes, I'm with you. Like, let's just explore. Let's do it all.
Let's go.
Love it all.
Okay, this was a good one.
Goodness.
Kara needed time to think on this one.
But you knew
I
yours.
know mine.
Okay,
So I'll go while she thinks about it.
Okay, so Maggie, what's your favorite childhood memory?
Okay, my favorite childhood memory is my grandmother had like a bunch of land, and it was where my parents always used to go duck hunting. My dad's like a huge hunter, right? But all of my uncles are. And so every winter, my family basically would just live at my grandma's house because all my uncles and my dad would go hunting every weekend. So while they would do that, if like all of our little cousins and like family would just be at my grandma's house, and there would be like 10 of us every weekend. And so we would all just get to spend time together and have fun. We would do like field days where like our older cousins would make us like drink milk out of a bowl. Like just like random stuff, like do relay like races and stuff while our parents weren't there. And there was just so much land to just run and have fun with your cousins. Like those are memories that like I hold on to so much.
Absolutely. Just genuine.
Just genuine, so much fun, and just not worried about anything in the world other than like getting your feet dirty on the ground.
Oh, those are some of my best times, is spending the time at my grandma's too. And have you heard that new Morgan Wallen song, Mama's House? I just so relate, because it's like, my life was simpler back then. You go over there, and my grandma was from Oklahoma, so biscuits and gravy were always made every morning for breakfast, and just good oaky food. You didn't care. It just was like just fun. So I do relate with like that. I did, when we moved from like the city kind of out to like a golf course community when I was like in 5th grade, this is so stupid, but it was funny. Like, it was fun. So all my friends kind of lived in the neighborhood. So we'd always just get in trouble. We'd go to the country club and just cause shit, And one of the most fun things is we'd go to the local market and get the ice blocks, and we'd go icing. You'd sit on them and write them down the greens on the golf course. It was like ice blocking on the greens. Like, we would just, it's like a water slide.
Did you mess them up?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We flipped
probably
golf
hated
court.
y'all.
Oh my God. We would steal a golf cart, flip them. We were terrible country club rugrats.
I love that.
But those are just fun, stupid memories. But like genuine, innocent memories were definitely
and
hanging out
what's
with my
so
grandparents.
sad is I really feel like kids now don't have that kind of fun anymore.
They go to Sonic. Like, I ask my boys all the time, "What are you doing?" "Oh, Sonic parking lot."
It's like, do something fun.
Yeah, don't you, like, we used to do orchard parties. Like, in Northern California, it was
fun.
orchard. So we'd all like meet at the orchard, or we had this one place called Mopa Dopa. It was this guy's property, and we'd have a huge bonfire. Everybody has their 40s in a brown bag. Just being stupid. Like,
that's how my childhood was, I feel like, too. Like, I mean, it wasn't orchards. It was just like a farm, like a random like field. But even now, like the age that your kids are, they don't do stuff like that.
It's kind of sad that they don't have.
And even like little kids now, they just have a screen like this in their face.
Oh my God. That's like a pet peeve. Like, I'll go to a restaurant and I'm seeing like the parents are having wine and a beautiful dinner, and their kids got headphones and they're glued. And I'm like, why didn't you just get a babysitter?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand. Like, there's no connecting here.
No.
So why is he even at the table with you?
I hate it.
I didn't have that with my kids.
But it just makes me sad because they're never going to have that.
No, my kids were out on their bikes every single day until dinner was called in.
Yep.
And that was just the way that my kids were raised.
Yeah.
They were kind of in between before this whole insane tablet lifestyle that they've got going on.
That's true.
Ugh.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Am I first?
What
or you
is,
first?
I'll ask you first. What is your most controversial belief?
Oh, Lord have mercy. These are tough questions, by the way.
Kind of threw some light ones in with some heavy ones.
Okay. Probably the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, really? You believe in that?
I
No
believe in
shit.
God. I am religious, but I also do believe in anthropology, and I do believe in. I do.
Big Bang Theory.
I was
know that
so
about you.
intrigued by that in school. Like
Really?
it just to me made. I'm a tangible person. Like I want to touch. Like and God is something that you have to just believe in your heart and everything. So I can't touch him and I can't. But I feel like that just made sense to me. I know super controversial, but like. I feel like, can't I believe in both a little bit? I don't know.
I think the answer is no.
I'm trying to figure out how I can do both, okay?
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
But
Everybody
yeah, I
has
would say
different
that's
beliefs.
probably my most controversial belief. I mean, I'm clearly not atheist or even agnostic, but like, I do believe like it makes sense in a scientific way.
That's fair.
So there you go. You just learned something about me.
Well, you're about to learn something about me too, and this might piss people off, but
I like
that's
it.
okay.
Controversial.
Yes, it's controversial for a reason. I am 120,000% pro-life.
I love that about you.
I am pro-life. I am very religious. I am like Southern to my core and I'm a very conservative person. I have very conservative views, but I am pro-life. 120%.
Good. So I'm going to have a little baby someday.
Yeah. Well, actually, kind of.
You just said
100%
120%.
pro-life, but I think also there are situations where it's a little gray. Pro-life, but I think there's gray.
Okay. We probably don't need to get into all the grays.
Yeah.
But
We don't have to get into all the grays, but I think there are some gray areas. But I am also pro-life.
Yeah.
But also, this is like going way too deep into it, and I'm going to get off my soapbox. But I wish that I would be less pro-life, but also like I feel like how do I put this in like the best way? Our foster care system needs to be like majorly reformed, and I think that would be like a reason that I would be pro-choice now, just because like the alternative is not much better. you know,
it's broken system, that's for sure.
But I think in an ideal world,
Everybody would be born
deserves to live. Yeah.
Yes, I hear you on that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Okay, and our final question.
This is deep.
Maggie, girl, how do you define success?
It's so hard.
It's deep.
It's so hard. You go first. Y'all are going to hear so many like awkward silences in
Well,
this
I think
podcast
that there's
today.
there's so many different ways I can go with that. Back to what I mentioned on the long-term goal of, being financially free and like having time. Huh? 11-11 again. Manifest real quick. Yep. Another moment of silence. I think like success to me is one, clearly like financially capable of doing what I want to do, and not only in the monetary way, but time, like I mentioned earlier, because I think time is it's very important and we can't ever get that back, right? So if you miss a moment, it's not like you can go, hey, rewind.
Yeah.
So to me, that if I can get to that point where I don't miss, I'm 100% present and I don't miss, that to me is super success. And, I've been with my husband, it's going to be 20 years in this summer, married
So
20
great.
years. I feel success in that because, marriage ain't easy. And the divorce rate is probably higher than 50% at this point.
I think it is.
And so, I've defined success as longevity in my relationships with, my childhood friends we talked about, my marriage, my kids being happy and healthy. Like, I measured in that. But, like, I mean, there's just so many ways, but.
There's so many ways.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's tough. I mean, it's tough. I think there's so many. I think every single person thinks of success differently. I think of it, I think the same way as you, is like financial freedom and being able to really like do life rather than do work to be able to live life.
Yeah.
Like just being able to wake up and choosing whatever you want to do that day and not having something holding you back or whatever. I do like what you said about the long-term relationships being a measure of success. I think that's huge. Marriage is not easy, and being with somebody for a long time is not easy.
Yeah.
You're going to grow apart but have to stay together, and that's really hard. So I think that's huge. And I think at the end of the day, like, success to me is getting to the end of my life and not regretting any choices that I made.
Yeah. And that you made a mark on the world.
Right.
Because I think that you need to make some sort of a mark, whether it be like you were just a damn good friend or you were a loyal
family
partner.
or whatever.
Yes. But like, I feel sad for people that don't have like something at the end that, you know, when, just think about like your obituary. Like I want them to say, Kara was hardworking, loyal. She was all of the stuff, dedicated, amazing mom, amazing wife. I want all that. And in order for them to stand up and say that about me, that's the way I need to live my life. And that to me is success.
100%.
So that was deep.
That was deep.
But you got to know us a little bit.
I know. Is there anything I don't know about you?
God damn.
I don't know.
You know what?
We talked about this before, like before we even got on the podcast. Like, is there anything I don't know about Kara? Did you know I played football in high school? Did you know that about me?
That does not shock me one bit.
Yeah, I did.
Your little powder puffer?
No, like legit, like pad and helmet, like on the football team.
Stop it.
Did you not know that?
No.
Oh my God, my dad has like, well, it was just my senior year. I wasn't like on all 4 years, but they picked it at my high school. They picked soccer girls to be able to do the kicking for the team because they didn't have any dudes that could do it. And the soccer for guys was the same time as football, so it just didn't work out, you know. And yeah, I did it for a year, and
was
it was
fun?
me and one other girl, and we like traded out. It was so much fun.
I love that.
It was so fun. And my dad has like a big poster of me in like football, like pads and helmet. That was like on a poster because I was a senior that like sat out there, you know. It was so funny. I'm like,
so see that.
if you go back in the yearbook of like my senior year, like you can see me in like the football picture.
That's incredible.
I know.
Well, and I mean, did you ever join that soccer league here? Or are you still thinking about doing
that's
it?
still on my vision board, but I don't know if I have time for that.
I don't think you have time. You're in Bible study. She's in Bible study now, too.
I'm doing Bible study now.
She definitely doesn't believe in the Big Bang Theory.
I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory. I don't really know. And that's like, I don't know. I feel like studying the Bible makes you question more things in life, even though you're being like taught when you're reading the Bible not to question things in life, because science and religion, they have to go together because there's just things in science that don't make sense and there's things in religion that don't make sense. And they fill the gaps with one another. I don't know. It's like,
So are you telling me that those two could maybe go together?
I think so.
See,
I don't totally disbelieve in it. I just don't know.
You don't know. That's the thing. I think you got to always ask questions because there's something to learn.
Yeah. I talked to Reed. This is like totally, we're about to get off, I promise. I talked to Reed the other day, and for me, I just sit sometimes and I'll just be like driving in the car and just have like this overwhelming thought of like, how am I even able to do this right now? Like, how do we have conscious thoughts in a body on a world that's literally spinning thousands of miles an hour around the sun that goes down and then comes back up every day? And like you and I are sitting here having a conversation with one another that's completely conscious. How the fuck? Like, excuse my language.
Yeah.
But how?
I love that. I love that you're thinking like that, though, because I don't know.
I don't
If we ever
know.
find the answer, that would be cool. But no, it's just, I think we're just in the moment. We're being
It's so weird.
human beings.
I know.
We're being.
just
I don't know.
being.
We're just being.
I don't know. And also something controversial thought, there's no freaking way that we are the only living species
Oh, I
in the world.
totally believe in UFOs.
Yeah.
100%.
Totally believe that there's other forms of life. I totally believe in mermaids. Like, maybe not mermaids in the sense of like magical mermaids like you see in movies, but mermaids.
I think
in
they're
the
probably
fact-
mean. Don't you think they're
I think
mean
they're
little
mean as
biatches
hell.
at the end of the water?
I think we've only discovered 5% of our ocean, and I think there's a reason for that. I
Yeah.
think we've discovered more, but I think the government is like hiding it
Shit.
from us.
We
Maybe not
better
the
check
government,
out on this one.
But I think there's more going on than what we know about.
Yeah, we could do a whole episode on
I know.
controversial.
We all got to know us today, that's for sure, and all of our crazy
I know.
thoughts.
So it's fun to like sometimes not just talk real estate because at the end of the day, we are just Kara and Maggie and we're just trying to freaking survive.
I swear.
And so, you know, it's fun. It's like, it's kind of like, okay, let's just talk about something that's not so serious. And that's back to the balance and why I have a spray tan because my balance is I'm going to the beach tomorrow and I need to have a little R&R and then come back and kick ass next week. But sometimes we need to check out for a day or two.
That is very true. But y'all
Anyways,
don't forget to like,
share, subscribe,
all the good stuff. We say that every time, but don't forget.
Don't forget.
All right. See you next week.
See you next time.